conflict and friction between humans and what this whole experiment is of learning more about human beings and all aspects related to it.
Good.
My name is Johannes from Germany, and I'm very inspired about your location and want to learn more about the transformative learning process and how it can be scaled up.
Very good.
My name is Faith, and I'm from Berkeley, California. Definitely raised as a city girl, and I also am a single mother. My daughter is 18, and so this whole world of community living is very new to me, and everything is incredibly inspiring. I think what I've been moved by most is the integration of children into, it seems, all aspects of this community living. And I think if I had any expectations coming here, they've already been fulfilled.
Oh,
So
great.
everything else is a giant gift. Thank you.
Good applause for your success.
Hello, my name is Allison. I'm from many places, Thailand, US. So my background's in climate environment, more on the policy side and things, but been sort of in a long search for solutions, I guess. But and I guess my biggest query is trying to find a way of how humans can live in harmony with this planet and our fellow living beings, and for both our spiritual and environmental health and everything. So yeah, this journey is part of that, and learning more of how we could achieve that.
Hello, my name is Florent. I'm from France. I'm a dreamer, seeker, artist. I already visit a lot of places in France. I'm backpacker. And maybe my expectation for the whole journey is to discover some new way to see the change and to act for the transition.
Mhm.
That's it.
I think we are done. Super. So yes, we have Neha as well on the back side. Neha, yeah. Anuradha.
Namaskar, I'm Neha, and I can already feel a sense of inspiration from this model. And what I'm curious about is how can this force be taken to the communities surrounding it? How can the approaches that are being used in this ecosystem can taken to larger extent around here and beyond as well?
Good.
Anuradha Didi. Front row Didi.
My name is Anu, and I also come from Bangalore. This whole caravan idea itself was very exciting for me, to be traveling with like-minded people, and so everything that you see along, it's going to be a bonus and experiment. Actually, these are all questions which I think came along. I used to always question these things about humans. If people start being like this, it would be like that. That's what I think. But did not realize that I would see a living example of it in an environment like this. So anything, I think all those answers and a lot of it has been, and it's just inspiring that yes, it's possible, and so a lot of hope that yes, it's possible.
Yes.
So
Great.
So thank you all, and let's again have a clap for everyone for sharing their expectations. So now before handing it to Ajay Bhaiya, so I'll just say a few things. So we are going to record this session. For the reason is because we have many people who take notes. Taking notes is easy, but what happens is during taking notes, we are not able to concentrate on the conversation. So if you want to again relook at it, so we have this recording. And if anybody has a problem, privacy issues, and they don't want to get their photo or video there, so we will definitely take care of it. So anybody has a problem, because I have been working with many people in the Europe, and they said, yes, can you please not take my photo. So if anybody has a problem with a photo or a video, you can just let us know, and we will definitely respect your privacy. That's one. Number two is during the entire day, for the 3 days or during these interactions, we always encourage to ask questions. So ask as many questions you want, and here we are not here to convince you. So we don't want to convince you, we don't want to enforce upon you anything. So we are just here to have a dialogue. And what dialogue, है ना? So we are sharing this something with you, है ना? Like, है ना? I have this pen, and I share this with you, है ना? If you want to write, है ना? So it's simple, है ना? So we are not forcing anything upon you. You can take it, you can leave it, है ना? But we'll have a conversation, a respectful dialogue, right? Simple. And what are the basic rules of the dialogue? That anything that we are talking, है ना? We should be logical. It should be making sense. It should something that we can verify. We can check, है ना? We can verify itself, है ना? For example, we have water. Water quenches thirst. You drink water and you can verify, yes, it quenches thirst. Okay, tick. है ना? And it should be at absolute level, universal level. So it's not about us, it's not about you. It's about basically what is the law in the nature. So this is the basic rules that we follow. So now I hand over to Ajay bhaiya. Ajay bhaiya, कैसे अपने चलेंगे? So daily we'll be sitting at 4:30 in the evening for 1.5 hours, and in the morning भैया वो जो समाधान क्लास का टाइम है 11 to 12:30. There also we'll be having interactions.
And sessions in a day.
2 sessions, so 1.5 hours in the morning and 1.5 hours in the evening. Is that okay? Super. And that's the rest you go and observe and you ask questions. How does that work? And you can also ask during the day, during your meals, and also anytime during the day. Rajay bhaiya, over to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, hello, namaskar. My name is Ajay. Okay, I am from Hindi side actually, and I am very much comfortable with English language. But my English sometimes create discomfort for you, so it's your problem. And I am comfortable, and our larger audience is basically not knowing the Hindi, na? Is it right? So we'll try to.
Around 7-8 people don't follow Hindi at all.
So we'll try to keep the English language here. And I believe that the language is very, very small thing. It cannot convey anything. What we convey and what we receive and what we deliver is our emotions, our feeling, our being togetherness, our joy, our happiness, our realization, our conviction. So the language is a very tiny thing. I think you all guys can manage it. Okay? So we'll try to have a good dialogue with you. So first of all, that everyone is very much and welcome here, and have a good clap for you. So to start with, we have to start certain issue. Anything you want to say, Rahul bhaiya? Okay. So what is the core philosophy of MCVK? So what is the problem and what is the reason that the human being is facing so far? Since the evolution of human being on this planet Earth, what is the problem faced by the planet Earth? So here we are not philosophical on the issues of philosophy only. We are very practical, and we have wanted to understand what is the real problem and what is the cause of the problem. Is it right? Or so we are not that typical philosophical things we are doing here. It is all practical issues we are dealing, and we are trying to answer it. Somebody did, so many people did so many researches on that. So we have understood, we have gone through all these things, and we have a very clear-cut vision about everything what I am going to tell you here. So I am just asking you, what the problem the planet Earth and the humanity is facing on this planet since the evolution of human being on this planet Earth. Before coming and a human being in a picture, it was a very nice place, isn't it? Yes or no? And everything was good. So our human beings are here to create problem for themselves and for others also, for the planet too even. So what we are here for? That is the secondary thing. The primary thing is that since the evolution, what is the problem and humanity is facing, and what is the reason behind it? Can anybody help me? Try to help me. That is our philosophy only. So no philosophy is like that. It is Hindu philosophy, it is Muslim or something. And as per the philosophy, we are not doing anything. It is simple, real questions we are trying to answer, and just developing our educational model and living model, so that problem we can address very well.
So I can reframe the question. The question is, why we have global warming and family warming? So what is the core reason? What is the core problem? If anybody has an answer to that, what do you think? What is the core reason?
Can I write somewhere? Okay.
Many desires, many individual desires that need to be fulfilled, and sometimes they conflict.
Individual desires. Okay. So then why the desires are given to the individuals by the nature? Was it injected in hospital while taking birth? Was there anything mistake by the political people? Was it the problem in some invention of science and technology? When everyone is having desire, then there must be the individual desires. And it is given by the nature. We are not able to address it. That is the problem. The desires are not the problem. Because every individual has been given that. Right or wrong? If you don't agree with me, then you can raise your point of view. Okay? So every individual is having desires. So everyone is having individual desires. That is the only thing through which you work, through which you see, through which you do something. Otherwise, you cannot do anything. So many people are saying here that they don't have any expectation while doing all this visit. You just think. Human being cannot even turn his face without expectation. He wanted to see something from this side, then only he will turn the face. So we are going to discuss the real thing and trying to reach on the reality. That every human being is having individual desires and every human being is having expectation. If I am trying to raise my hand, then there is expectation that it should go up. And something I want to do here, either this or whatever. Isn't it? So every human being is having expectation. The only thing what we are trying to understand here, that till that we are not able to have a complete expectation. So we are living in a model where we do not have a clarity that what exactly I wanted as an individual, as a family, as a society, as a part of the nature. Got it? What is the problem? What I am trying to say, that if you expect the real expectation is every human being is having. So instead of going out of expectation, then the human will not be there. Nobody is there as a human being which is not having any expectation. So we do have expectation. It is given by the nature. So whatever is given by the nature, suppose the kidney is given by the nature, we have to understand why it is for. Our doctor friends are saying that there is something like appendix is out of use. It is of no use in the body. Do you think that it must be like this only? So the everything is saying a very important role. The reason may be, the problem may be that we have not understood it. So instead of saying anything, we need to understand the thing clear cut. If there is appendix, there is a purpose of appendix in the body, and we need to understand. We have not been evolved that much so that we can understand the purpose of appendix in our body.
We classified or we gave it a vestigial organ because we could not understand it.
So what do you think? Am I right or wrong? We know so many things, the purpose of everything here around us. The issue is that what is the purpose of human being? What is the core philosophy? Again, what is the real cause of the problem? What the problems are and what is the real reason? Again, we will think and discuss about this only. बताएं, आगे बढ़ाएं राहुल भैया, डिस्कशन को कैसे करेंगे? Yes, please.
I was saying individualism, which I see as something different from individual needs.
Good, great. I know that.
And so for me, individualism is this idea that we can each do it on our own. You know, that we can fulfill our needs and our expectations on our own. And I think that this is a grand falsehood, right? That if we make enough money, or, you know, if we have enough power, that alone we can fulfill all of our own expectations.
What I'm trying to say, that our individual desires is to see this planet beautiful, sustainable. This is my individual desire. I am not going to ask my government whether they want it or not. It is my desire. When we understand our desires completely, then individualism is over. Even then it is individual desire. So what I am trying to say, that individualism and individual desires is entirely different thing. So instead of doing something good for the planet, instead of doing something good for the society and for the countries, what we are trying to do here, we are trying to understand our own desire, what exactly I wanted. Being a human, being a part of the family, being a part of the society, and being the part of the nature and the country, and being the part of the existence. So the individualistic approach, if it completes, so it reaches to the global human order. That is my individual desire. I am not doing something which is good for the humanity. No. And I wanted to see this human being, this humanity fear-free, greed-free. I wanted to see this. This is my innate desire. Whatever we are doing here, whatever working here, we are trying to understand our innate desire and trying to understand the way of fulfillment of all these desires of all 850 crore people on this planet Earth in the nature. There is a clear-cut way. If you have a hunger, there is a food available in the nature. If you have a thirst, there is a water. If you have some question, there is an answer. If you have some desire, if you understand it properly, if you have some desire, there is a solution. There is a way to fulfill it. So nothing is that, basically, absence of the solution is not there. It is there. First, we have to understand what exactly I wanted. I want water when I am thirsty. So, can you say this is individualistic approach? When I am thirsty, I need water. When I am hungry, I need food. When I feel sleepy, then I need to sleep. But when I look at you, I also wanted that you should also have complete your thirst and hunger. That is my need. I want all my family members to be happy, to be satisfied. I want to see that my all countrymen, 850 crore people, I wanted to see them happy. If anybody on planet Earth is not happy, if anybody on planet is not having enough water, enough space, enough area to live, they don't have basic amenities and a basic facility, I wanted that they should have, because it is already given in the nature. Why we are struggling? So that is the reason we need to understand, and that is the problem we have to understand. So this is my way of looking to the things that I am trying to show. So what is this? That every individual is having the desire. So the people are coming and then saying, "Oh, you should not have any desire." No, it is given by the nature. How can I? That is why nobody on this planet Earth has come across a situation where they do not have any desire left now, or they do not have desire. So whatever you desire, you do something, and even then, out of your so many desires, something gets realized and something not. Even then, you have some desires. So it is a continuous process. You cannot avoid it. So rather, instead of avoiding, we will understand it. Okay, what is that for? Is it? What is the reason and what is the problem? Again, yes. Please give him the mic.
No,
Yogesh.
Yeah, just maybe maybe a little bit more specific questions would help.
Yes.
I think
sure.
Maybe some of the conflicts that we generally see in communities around this idea of justice, right or wrong. What do we consider right or wrong? this idea of forgiveness, maybe we've hurt someone, this idea of justice or compensation, that is one bucket. But the other bucket that at least for me I'm personally interested in is mating rituals. Is if you like someone and they don't like you back, I think that's one of the most archetypal conflicts that have been in tribal societies also. So just understanding those natures. Someone feels rejected, someone wants to show affection, someone is not. And even as a parent, maybe one child feels more loved and the other child feels less loved, and this competition and small things. So just want to understand some of the nuances in which you've been able to tackle maybe ideas of morality or ethics or mating rituals or affection, romantic love, otherwise, etc.
Good, great. We'll keep discussing everything. Anybody else wanted to say something? Okay. This यहाँ पर आगे हाँ.
I guess I'm seeing more and more throughout my own journey this theme of in the modern world, maybe a result of education or whatever, but this kind of disease of forgetfulness, like forgetting where we come from, forgetting how to relate with the planet, forgetting how to live in right relation. That seems to be relatively a new fruit of modernity that I don't think was always there. I think there was a memory of, it wasn't a memory, it just, we knew how to live with reciprocity in right relationship. But it seems like forgetfulness is a big cause of the issues that we're delving into now.
Okay. What I am trying to say that there is something missing since the evolution of human being on this planet Earth. Serious issues. Time changes, technology changes, our dressing sense changes, dressing material changes, our houses, the design of the houses change because the technology changes. So lot of changes happen in this history of humanity. But all these are around your physical need. And all the solution which we could have so far, it is based on the technological solution. So few things are still needed since the evolution of human being when he arrived on this planet. Till on that date, we all wanted that solution, and we were not able to answer it, and still not. So the problem still unaddressed since the humanity. What I am trying to say, in the past you may consider that there are the good era, there were the good time, we had a good memories. It is all up to you. But you try to understand that once you solve the problem, if you understand the reason and the problem also, once you solved it, then it will never come again. Never, ever. So again, I am trying to focus that what is the real problem? Coming to the point. What is the real problem? This is our planet. It's not that small. But you can imagine, because you have imagination power. Once I told this is our planet, you start looking to this is our planet. Okay? So this is our planet. The people arrived on this planet Earth. Okay? They are not able to. What is the problem? What is the problem? That he is not able to live in harmony with him, and he is not able to live in harmony. There is a friction, there is a lack of understanding, there is something fighting in the humanity. Reasons are changing. Whatever the reason the people that they're trying to address, trying to understand is changing. But the root cause is that, the problem is that they are not able to live happily each other together. Yes or no? Yes or no? Very good. This is really good. How we can say that? Now you have to go to the history. That from the evolution of human being, after the creating this human being on this planet Earth, this planet is basically क्या बोलेंगे उसको, है ना? Suffering war. We people, we the people on this planet Earth, we are doing only two things. Either we are doing war or preparing ourselves or our children or our future generation for the war. Isn't it? Meanwhile, they are dancing and doing something. The whole idea behind everything, all the countries are doing, and either they are doing war or preparing themselves for the next war and preparing their generation for the war. What? Huh? Sorry? Men are doing. And the females are doing other thing. Females are supporting to the men. Sometime. Not all the time. Sometime. They wanted to support the men. Huh? It's good. It's a good habit of the females. It's a good. We need to clap for the females actually. They are very good people on this planet. I like them. है ना? What they are doing? They are supporting to the man. Whether he is idiot or intelligent, they hardly bother. Once they are like him, they start supporting. है ना? Liking depends on so many things, na? It may changes sometime. है ना? But they are supporting. So they are, we have survived on this planet Earth because of the women only. Yes, I really believe it. है ना? Because they have given the birth to the man, to the female, to the women. Yes or not? And they have nourished us. From every corner of this planet, whatever the caste is, whatever their beliefs are, whatever the region they belong, whatever their understanding, and whatever their richness or poorness, every female is giving a birth to the child, irrespective whether it is male or female, and nurturing up to a certain age. But later on, they are not able to handle it. So they run away. Or they start fighting. It is only the female, है ना, जिसके कारण हम लोग we are living on this planet Earth. So it's good. So in all, if we look at from all the angles of our society, either it is through education or through some, our finances or our belief or our constitutional arrangements, we are basically either fighting or planning to fight and wanted to have a last fight to show this world that we are the great people. Either it is American or Indian, whatever. We are doing that. So what is happening? Since then, if we have a history of 1 lakh year, even then we are doing this. If suppose you consider it as a history of only 10,000 years, no problem. So whatever that time is there, we don't know exactly, but the few people are saying that we have a history of 1 lakh year. Okay, no problem. So they are fighting. So what happened after the fighting? Generation to generation, what is happening? The person A sometime die. Person B finished. A and B both are died. Then who bear the cost of the war? Who is really victim? Because once you die, you are not victim. If anybody is died, is it a victim? No, died. After dying, what? There is nothing like victim. No pain, no sorrow, no anger, no love, no affection, nothing. A simple body, nothing, no problem. Is it? Isn't it? So who is the real victim? Who becomes the victim? Suppose A fights with B, so the victim is the only earth. If he wins, then the victim is earth. If he wins, then the victim is earth. If both die after a certain time, the victim is the earth only. Because the human being cannot be separated from the earth. Every human being is sitting on the earth. Every resources they are using is from the earth. Whatever damage they do to the person standing in front of him is basically directly, क्या हो रहा है? They are harming to the planet. Yes, please give her the mic.
This framework of like harm and conflict, is that applicable only to humans, or do you see that to other animals also, or is that when this happens in the human context, it's like this.
It is only the human context. The other animals are never harm to the nature. Then they are not harming. If a tiger eats deer, there is nothing harm happening in the nature. It is completely balanced harmony.
So this would be applicable to like modern civilization. Humans are not tribal people who did.
From the cavemen to the modern civilized people, the same thing we are doing. I already told you that if the problem is understood once, if the solution is understood once, then it is solved forever. This is the problem. What is our philosophy of MCVK? That we have understood the real problem actually. They are not able to live together. This is the only problem. And after this situation, so many problems arises. So there is something, glacier is melting, and you see the rainforest is now vanishing. The people are very tensed, and the relations are not able, now that there are more cases of the divorce. So there's so many problems are coming. So what we are doing, instead of understanding the real problem and the cause of the problem, we are trying to solve the subsequent problem or the consequences of this problem. Is it? Isn't it? So we are trying. You are trying to save the tiger. And what is the danger for the tiger? Who is the danger? The danger for the tiger is human being only. And still you are teaching to the young man that the tigers are very dangerous for the human being. But the human being proved himself is more dangerous than the tiger. And what are you going to do? What are you doing to solve this problem? You are putting tiger in the cage, not a human being who is the real cause of the problem. So this is not the problem at all. So where this problem is coming from, that the two people are not able to live in harmony, and they do not have, if suppose any two people live in harmony, they are not able to teach their young one. So there is no method, there is no educational methodology we have developed so that everyone can live in harmony with each other. This is the problem only. If we are looking to our economical issues, then at a point we reach on certain things that we cannot live without exploiting another community. We cannot live, sustain on the planet, or we cannot fulfill our needs, financial, physical, without exploiting the other country. So either we are bound to exploit the other country or our neighbor cities or the neighbor villages or the neighbor people. So there is a lack of understanding about how we can live. It is not that simple that, okay, I'll tell you that go and just live with love each other. That is not that simple. We need to understand certain things. So first, the real cause which is creating so many problems, the real cause that we are not able to live together happily. Happily means without, sometimes we got enjoyment without friction. Now the consequences are there. There is a pollution, there is a political issues, there are some financial issues, there are the social issues, there are the psychological issues, there are something mental issues, physical issues. The real cause, the real problem is that we are not able to live with the other fellow human beings friction free. We have so many segments, we have so many fractions, friction, caste, creed, gender, like, dislike, okay, philosophical issues. So all these things. So we are not able to live together happily without any friction. So you can list so many frictions are there, but it is not going to solve the problem. One friction you cannot solve. So the reason is that, is there any possibility that anybody can live harmoniously with each other? So this is we have to understand. So what is the problem? Problem that A or B is not able to. A is something, some Mr. John, maybe, or Mrs. John, maybe, or some family है ना? Or some family, maybe the city, country, age is, है ना? Whatever. So they are the two things. Whenever we are looking at the things, है ना? There are the two segments. They are fighting each other. Change the humanity. Still we are doing. Yes or no? Now what we are doing, we are trying to manage the consequences of this problem actually. And we are not able to solve the problem because one you address, another becomes worst. Now we are saving the tiger. Later on we are going to save the eagle. Then we have to save the dogs. Then ants. Then you rat. Then forest. Then river. Then what are you going to save? And who is going to save this? It is we only doing the destruction. Why we are doing? Are we wanted to do this? No. We are not able to live happily with each other. So our fight is there. And when we fight, and automatically all resources, natural resources are basically exploited or declined or whatever you can say. And the loss is to the earth only. Yes or no? Yes or no? And this is the problem. So many of you told that this is a real problem, that how the conflicts arises and how you are going to solve it. Because since 14 to 15 years has passed here, we are able to deal all our conflicts very easily. And you also trying to do. But here, what is the difference? That when we solve this conflict, it is scratch free. There is no secondary issues arises. Our courts, our judiciary system in any country, they are also trying to solve the conflict. But when they decide something, there is a permanent mark on their relationship. They cannot join together again in future. So there is all the time, all the time, the sorrow or the scratches for all the time, for the next time to come in their time, in the life. Here what we are doing, if there is something conflict arises, we have a clear-cut mechanism so that it can be solved, and again they start living with joyful. That is the real justice we are doing. But how? How we can do that? So again now we have to go to the real cause of the problem. This is the problem, and what is the real cause? Can anybody try to help me? What I have told you, if you could understand, पूछो सोम्या, देखो पूछ के देखो कहाँ पहुंची बात. He will help me to talk to you. माइक दीजिए. क्या बात पहुंची? पूछ के देखो.
Hi guys. So one answer that was given to you is the major problem that we are facing is that we are not able to live harmoniously, and we have conflict, and we have so many issues with each other, no matter what your race is, what your gender is. We are always having some issues. Now the question is, that still needs to be answered, is what is the cause for these conflicts that we are having? Why are we not able to live without any conflict? And whenever a conflict arises, why don't we have the solution right then and there to move past it? Right? Because when we have these conflicts, we want to separate ourselves, and we try to not take up the other person's space, and we want to go into our own corner, and then we need our own resources, and then that's how it ends up exploiting the planet, because we are not able to live together. We have to live separately and as far away from each other as possible, and only the issues that we have, whatever needs we have, they are only going to be fulfilled by exploiting, going into the market and buying something is exploiting 10 people. We don't even know it, that the apple you just bought has exploited so many people, but ultimately the planet itself, right? How was that apple actually coming in rotation, and what genetic modification has happened? Because again, we were not able to live without conflict. So what ultimately is the reason for conflict? Why are we not able to? Yeah.
Yogesh bhai wanted to say something. Yes, yes.
It's I think we can go into so many philosophical discussion because of control, power, greed, etc. I think at least what I am really curious about is the nuances, like what does it take when you live as one wallet, what are the actual conflict resolution processes here, how do you
That is
mediate?
what I am trying to reach there.
Yeah.
If you will not understand the reason, how will you understand the solution? The reason is, if there is a multiple reason, then there will be multiple solution. If the solutions are multiple, then it's not a solution. It's not a solution. Then it's again a problem. So looking into this situation, you have a formula number 101, and for this situation, formula number 2002, and there are so many formulas. This is again a problem only. There is only one problem. That is why we can solve this problem only. And we have to reach a state from where the solution problems are coming. What is that really? If the problem is one, then the solution is one. And when there is solution one, then it is a solution only. Otherwise, if the solutions are in so many numbers, then it's a problem again. And we did so far on this history of the humanity that we did. The Hindu has something different solution for them, and the Muslim are different, and the ladies have different, and the men have different, and the young ones are different, and the adolescent and the old age people are having different solution, and the Indians are like, and the Americans do have another set of the solution, and they are contradicting each other. So number of solution means there is a problem. Number of solution means there is a problem. Number of solution means we have not reached a reason of the problem.
Yeah, instead of actually treating the cause of the disease, we are just treating the symptoms, and that is endless, and that has gone on for maybe like 1 lakh years or whatever, 1 lakh million, whatever, I don't know. So what is the cause? What is the cause and the root of the disease, this problem, the conflict that we have? That is the question right now. What is the reason for the conflict?
Okay, going in little deeper.
I'm just trying to throw something out here because I feel like we're going round and round. Illusion of the separation of self, that we have created this ego, and so there's power struggle, the need to have a,
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm just throwing it out there, just something, because I feel like we're just going round in circles.
I see the problem. We are the problem. As individuals, that we blame others for not changing. We have expectations instead of looking at ourselves. That's it.
It's also the conditioning and upbringing that we, as kids, we come up. So, a lot of emotions.
Why this conditioning?
That's the environment which we are growing
Why
up.
the environment is like this?
Yeah, that is the biggest challenge now. That we
Why
have to
these challenges are still? What is the reason behind all these challenges?
It's been coming from generation to generation.
Why it is happening from generation to generation?
No answer for that.
Hey, we have to understand it. I'm not trying to stop you to talk, na? We are going in the right direction. We have to go from the source of the problem. And if you will find it one, then you can solve it. The manifestation of your real problem is maybe the 1,000 and millions. So solving these all problem will not solve the problem. Okay? That will create a problem again. It's a big problem. Yes. Sorry.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ali touched on it, but I believe that at the core, the problem is spiritual. And
why?
Well, I believe
why the spiritual problem is there.
Right. Because humans were given free will.
Okay.
And from that.
So is the problem given by the nature? So then why the human being is facing curse? If the real Karan is the nature, the real reason is the nature. Nature has given you free will. So let the nature to bear it. Why we are fighting? Why we are suffering? Still we need to think a little more deeper. Huh? We are going in the right direction. It's not a unstructured talk. You are going in the right direction.
Maybe unsatisfaction and
Why unsatisfaction?
because
If you
maybe
eat,
our needs are not getting met in.
see, if you eat, your stomach gets satisfied. Then why you are not satisfied? The again reason is that. If you drink water, then your thirst quenches. Straight away, this clear-cut problem and solution is there. Why our desires are not fulfilled? Why we need some technique to control ourselves? We have to understand the real cause of the problem. Real problem we have understood. Now we go to the real cause of the problem. Yeah.
I just have a comment. One is that I think there is no problem.
There is no problem.
There's no problem. And the second one is that what is your understanding of nature? I think for us to come to a common dialogue, to engage, we have to first come to our understanding of your thinking process. Because right now it's feeling like we are responding to your process. And for us to respond to your process, we need to understand your understanding of a few words you're using. Because language is different. आप हिंदी में बात करेंगे, लोग अलग तरीके से समझेंगे. आप इंग्लिश में बात कर रहे हैं, अलग तरह से समझ रहे हैं, राइट? सो अभी की प्रॉब्लम है कि डिस्कनेक्शन है कम्युनिकेशन में. तो मेरे हिसाब से कोई बड़ी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ज़िंदगी में. प्रॉब्लम इन द नाउ ही हम क्रिएट करते हैं, है ना? तो अभी थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम लग रही है कि थोड़ा आप वहाँ हैं, हम यहाँ हैं, है ना? तो हम ऐसे लग रहा है लोगों की कि आप लोग उनकी इमोशनल फील्ड में जा रहे हैं, ठीक है? ऐसे ले जा रहे हैं हमको. तो मेरी ख्वाहिश है कि हम एक सर्कुलर फील्ड में बैठें एज इक्वल्स और वहाँ से शुरुआत करें. क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम तो है ही नहीं, है ना? हम लोग प्रॉब्लम बना रहे हैं. तो आप एक एग्जाम्पल दे रहे हैं कि प्रॉब्लम कैसे होती है. तो आप उस एग्जाम्पल, इस प्रॉब्लम को आप लीजिए और रियल टाइम में आप बताइए कि हम एक फील्ड में कैसे आगे बढ़ेंगे.
बहुत बढ़िया दीदी, बहुत बढ़िया, जोरदार बात है आपकी. प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, इससे मैं सहमत हूँ. कहाँ नहीं है? एग्जिस्टेंस में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. फिर आप ही कह रहे हैं कि प्रॉब्लम हम क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, है ना? वाई वी आर क्रिएटिंग प्रॉब्लम फॉर ईच अदर? आर वी नॉट क्रिएटिंग प्रॉब्लम फॉर ईच अदर in totality? As an individual, you may not be doing that, or you are trying to minimize the problem from your side. It is happening. It is a good thing of every human being that people are doing. They don't want to disturb the other, but it is still happening. I cannot ignore looking to this reality about the whole humanity. I'll just give a little glimpse of the current status. A very small thing, individual, फैमिली, क्या हुआ? फिटकरी से धो दें कई बार, या साबुन से धो दें. कौन सा कुत्ता काट रहा है सबको ये? फिटकरी के पानी से धोएं, है ना? फिर साबुन से धो 10-20 बार. हाँ, इमीडिएटली 10-15-20 बार धो दें, ठीक है? उसके बाद हल्दी चूना लगा दें. नहीं, वो तो जरूरत है ही. Jada not going in the deep of the problem. We are just trying to understand that the individuals are getting more tension. Now the people at the age of 10 years, 12 years, they are getting heart attacks. They are getting diabetic. They are getting blood pressure. Do you consider this is a problem or not? That all in our young ones are under tension that how they will survive on this planet Earth. Their eyes are like this only. And your loved one, your loved young ones are suffering this problem, isn't it? The people are getting tension, frustration, depression, psychological issue. That all is happening and it is increasing. At the same time, the family have certain things that the disputes are there, so they are not able to live together. So the more cases of the divorces are there. Now people don't want to even marry. So all our marriages are challenged, and it is a problem. I consider it's a problem. Some of the people you cannot consider, you say all are good, but it is happening that we wanted to live with another human being, and when we come close to the other fellow human being, our loved one, then there is something conflict, and we lose our loved one. Don't you think that is a problem? And we give birth to our children, and we love like anything. And after a certain time, we parents start feeling that our kids are not responding like that the way they should be. And at the same time, the kids are started feeling that there is no one in their family who can understand them better. So they are moving out. I am not saying that they should not move out. They will move out, but with the satisfaction, not without satisfaction. So they start feeling this is a problem. We are fighting for the money and for everything. And whatever the society we do have, the fear is increasing. And the greed is increasing day by day. And the corruption is increasing, so that it leads to the pollution. So in nature we see that there is a pollution increasing. We are so much talented people, even then we are not able to give the technology and the solution pollution free. Rather we are suggesting norms for the pollution. And every year, after certain time, the norms are increasing. So the air pollution norms are this much. The next, after 2-3 years, it will be this much. It is this much. So this is a problem. So and it is all created by the human being. So there is whatever the Didi said is good, quite good, that there is no problem in the existence. But it is all the problem created by the individuals. Why? They wanted to do like this? No, nobody wanted like this. Why it is happening? Why it is happening? If you want that it should remain like this, I'll play the flute and enjoy my life. Let it be. You can pass a good time. But the situation becomes worse and worse and worse, and that we did so far. I started doing something on my own and having a good time. Maybe I can have a good time for myself. Maybe I can have a good time with you guys also. We will dance tonight, the whole night. We can have a good chill out time. But that is not the solution. That is a temporary solution. And we need that. Okay, you go and do it. We are not stopping. But we are just requesting that it's not a solution. If you do not have solution and if you will not dance like this, then we will die early. So we are submerged in the problem. So go to the dance and drink and do whatever you want. That will create a space to think. That will create a space to breathe. But this is not a solution. Isn't it? So here we are looking to from all the angles. What is the real cause of the problem? We are not condemning any individual. So every individual is trying to do the best thing, whatever they can do. But even then there is a problem in cumulative. We are failed to live together. Individually we may be the very good people. Individually nothing like you guys. You are very beautiful people. We all are very good people. But cumulative we are failing. That we have to understand. The point reached or not. We are failed to live together. Individually, if you will pick up a person from this whole community, then it's a very good people. Yeah? If I understand you individually, then I find that you are very good people. Yeah? You are doing something, you are doing very good thing for your family and for the society and for the nature. And you have so many problems. Even then you are trying to put your effort like anything. So every individual is good in my point of view. But what is the problem? That we are failing, we are failed to live together with another human being. Friction free. Friction free is the simple thing. We have so many fractions and frictions. So what is the reason? Why we are failing? That is the point. If it is answered, then you can have all the problems solved immediately. So we have a clear-cut answers about this. We have understood this about everything I can answer. We will reach on the solution because I have understood everything. So this is my humble request and suggestion. We can reach structurally, gradually, towards the solution. So this is the thing. If you will not consider that there is a problem, then you are not sincere enough to think about the solution. Yeah, na? So I can have a good time. If suppose I am looking to the problem and I am getting anxiety, so I am setting off thinking in this direction. It may give relief to me, but this is not the solution. Relief and solution, both these two things are entirely different. So the individually we are having so many solutions. If suppose I have this problem, then I'll go. If suppose I'm going to have a water problem, then I'll shift my house from city to the village, to the bank of the river. So you can have that solution, but this is not the solution for the humanity. And again, this river will not be flowing after a certain time because the whole humanity is facing the problem. Then you may construct your house just beside with the river. One day you will find that there is no water coming. Why? That it is stopped by Pakistan or India or by China. So the problem is somewhere else. We are trying to solve it individually, but we are failing cumulative together. Somebody said that it's a spiritual problem. Spiritual means individual. You are doing very well with your spirit and spirituality, whatever. This is not we are commenting anything on that. But even after all these things, we are having a problem. So our problem is how we can live together. That is the problem. Not how can you pass a very good time with you, within you, or with your loved one, or with your hobby, and with your interest. That is we are not, and it never leads to the solution to the society. Whenever we go into society, whenever we go into nature, you will find a lot of problems there. You may be the good, basically flute, क्या बोल सकते हैं उसको, guitarist. You may be the good artist. But even then, when you open your eyes to the society, to the country, to the humanity, what they are doing, you will have a problem. And you can just distract yourself from them. You can do. So what is the problem? See, here I am putting one chart. That is material order. There is some material order. During the evolution of the planet is having only materials. Just suppose, if we will understand the sun is having only two kinds of material. One is the hydrogen and another is helium. Only two things. After millions of years, there is a continuous work is happening on the sun. Continuous things are happening, and it will have a certain good number of atoms, good number of different kind of material. And once it is evolved, then the next evolution happens, that is the vegetation. Simple. So it is based on the material, and when it dies, it complements to the. So there is a perfect balance. If you go to the jungle, forest, you find there is enough material for the vegetables, for the plants, for the trees. There is no shortage of the water, there is no shortage of the manure, there is nothing shortage. Everything is in very sync. So because abundance and harmony is complementary. The same time, then when the vegetation grows on a certain planet in a particular shape, then the next entity comes, which is animal. So all vegetation are supporting to the animal, complementing. This material is also complementing to them. And once they die, they nourish the material order. Okay. The same time, when animal eats grass, and it, uska jo excreta hai, again it enrich to the vegetation. So this is complete balance. How many years together they can live without any problem? Because they are complementing each other. Yes or no? Yes or no? So when the this animal reached on a particular size, then human being arrived. He is having free will. He is having imagination power. This is the added thing. This is not the problem. This is the added thing then to the animal. Animals don't have a imagination power that much, so that they can do something different from their understanding, out of their understanding. That is the added feature. The human being is added feature. What kind of? One is imagination. and the second is free will to do. So this is not the source of the problem. This is the added feature. This is the new mobile. Suppose we are talking, so some added feature is there. Why this evolution happened? With this, for this added feature, the human being is been created on this planet Earth by the nature. So what is the problem? Again, now looking to the current status of humanity, they are not able to complement. So they are doing something linear that you understand very well. And I am not going to talk about this. Why this is happening? They have imagination. They try to understand other fellow human being with this imagination and they failed. Because they considered other human being as an animal only. This is the problem only. Social animal. We are looking to the human being and trying to understand a human being on the basis of animal consciousness. That is the problem only. And whenever I look you with that animal consciousness, you are not agreeing with whatever I am thinking about you. At the same time, you are not agreeing with me, and I am not also agreeing with you. That is a conflict only. So we fail to understand a human being only. So what is the problem? Problem is this, and what is the reason of all the problem? That human being is not able to understand human being. This is the only problem. Cumulative. Individually, okay, when a matter time comes when individually I have to understand, oh, she is good, whatever. But in all, to the humanity, we are not able to understand what a human being is. Why this free will is given to this human being? What to do with this imagination? What is the real meaning of our expectation? What individual and individualism is? How these are different things. Why I want this planet to be a happy place to live? How it can happen? So this is the problem only. So the understanding, lack of understanding is there, and it is about only the human being. You cannot complete the understanding of a human being by understanding animal only. Teaching them about animal, they will not be able to live like humans. Whatever the animals are doing, it is designed for them. So they are not creating any problem. But the same thing, if the human start living like the animals are doing, there is nothing, they don't left any problem to do in the nature. All the problems they will create. They don't want. So this is the only thing that looking to the animal, we cannot explain the human being. And we fail to that because we have two streams of thought. One is spiritualism or God-centric approach. They failed. They said that it is prani. It is only animal. It is only an animal. And the another thing is the science. Through science, we have come to the conclusion it is a social animal. So we are failed to live like humans because we fail to understand what a human being is. What is the purpose of being on this planet Earth? Everything other than human being, we are very much clear cut. I can do some exercise a little within 1 minute. What is the objective of this? What is the use of this? What is this? Cushion. To support. What is this? What is this? Mobile. What is it for? What is this? You don't need a fraction of time to answer it. Who is sitting here? What is the purpose of this human being on this planet Earth? This is the only Chaitanya Vikas, that if we can understand the purpose of human being on this planet Earth, then only we can satisfy our desires. Then only when we understand why I am here. Somebody told you that you are here for God. So God will satisfy himself. So that is not the solution for me. Why I am here? What I am doing? The people are trying to answer so many answers there, but it is still not able to communicate. So the real reason is that we are failed to understand the human being. That is why we are fighting with the other human being. The same thing is doing, he don't agree. The same thing is doing, he don't agree. Same thing they are doing. And A is saying something about B, that B are the Rakshas, they are the devil. And the B saying for the same thing that to the A, that they are the devil. And this is the whole reason about everything. Got it? राहुल भैया आप एक बार इसको क्लोज कर दीजिए पूरी बात को.
So I think we are just setting the context here. So we are getting to the core of the problem. So I definitely respect what Amina ji said. So we don't really want to get into some that emotional space and mental space. But yes, we have limited time for interaction. And we want to talk about stuff. So we don't want to park the problem. And we can be all happily eating and we can be having good time, having fun. But that's not the purpose. So with due respect, I would like to make an apology that with folded hands. So this is not a place to make you uncomfortable. But at least we have to talk about what we are going through. So the planet is becoming sick or not. Are we able to live with human beings, be it our children, be it our family members, be it our friends? So we like to live with humans, but are we able to do that? So I have visited so many communities, but we start with a very good intention. I was speaking to Amina ji, one of my friend. He started an off-grid community recently. They bought 15 acres of childhood friends, they would give their life for each other. They came together, and for every decision making, there's a conflict. So when you really get your hands dirty, things are not moving. Ankit is a very good example. I have visited Swaraj. He knows how community, what face challenges we are facing. So we are not trying to create an uncomfortable situation here, or we are getting into a mental or emotional loan. That is none of our purpose. Basically, the purpose is let's talk about something meaningful. So are we ready for it? We are ready for it. We can always pull back and we can talk about dilated issues, but the time is limited. So we will go at your own pace. If you think let's talk about something at a very superficial level, so we can talk about superficial level. We can talk about very very simple things. So that's also possible. But if you want to really get into the core, because here you see, once you get into the core, then we can understand what is there, where we are talking from. So many times people also feel like uncomfortable. They also feel offended, because now your beliefs are getting challenged. You're so much of hard work that we have put, our life's achievements, they are getting challenged. So that is none of our business, with due respect. But I invite you all, this is a space, we respect that, and let's talk about it. And if you think no, that's getting too much, we are happy to withdraw. So you have come from various places of the planet, and why you have come? Basically, we all want to see this place a better place to live. So what I will say is, we will not come to the conclusions. We are not coming to here to close things, but we are coming to some sort of conversation. And if you think we are getting too much inside that space, we can always pull back. And few people think, yes, I would like to have a deeper conversation.
I think these guys are wanted to have a deeper conversation because they are putting their lot of effort.
Absolutely. So we have invested our entire life.
People ask me, even you also, that how you are going to solve the conflict here. So for that we need to understand that there is a purpose of human being. If purpose of human being is being communicated through education, he himself gets satisfied. And when the person is satisfied, then he never fights. There is no conflict. If any conflict arises, it is from the purpose of ourselves only. If we are not able to understand it, then we are going to fight. So I think this is the core solution we are talking about.
So Yogesh ji, I'll give you one example. I have 2 kids, right? So I have 2 kids and I love them, and they also love me, and they love each other and whatever, right? So one is 5, the other one is 7, it is 5 years ago. And then what happened is, they love each other, but what happens, once in a while they get into arguments. Mama, he took my pencil. Mama, he took my remote. Mama, he is telling me this. Mama, daddy, he has hit me. Mama, dekho, ye dekho. So you see, siblings always get into conflicts. So then we had read everything on the planet about parenting and this and that and psychology and child parenting and everything. After reading all the books and having all the tools here talking and listening to everyone, when they get into conflicts, I'm helpless. I'm not able to solve. Simple. I get 1 chocolate. I have 2 kids. They fight. I get 2 chocolates. Still they fight. I get the same chocolates. Again they fight. Why? Because I wanted this one. I want your chocolate as well. Now things are not getting sorted. Sharing is not helping. So all the mantras that we have, when it comes to reality, it doesn't work. So then I was taught you should observe what is going on. So we learned all this. You should be observing kids. And we observed them. And we could not figure out why they get into this, because what we want is we want our kids to live peacefully. We don't want them to get into fights, but ultimately they are getting into fights. So then I tried to be honest with myself. Why is this happening, and why I'm feeling helpless? Why all the teachings on the planet, all the books, they are not giving me answers? And then I said, do I really have the answers to these solution problems? Then I asked one of my elder kid, do you want to fight with your sibling? He said, never. I love him, but I end up fighting. And I asked the younger one, do you want to get into fights? And then he says, I also don't know. I love my elder brother. And then they come to me and they look in my eyes and they say, Dad, Mom, we don't like to fight. We want to love each other, but we don't know how to live together. Can you help us? Now, this is coming something from the very core faith. We want to love each other. But whenever we come together, our elbows, they get into each other. So why this happens? And what happens? This changed my thinking. Then after a while, they are talking to me. How can you help us? And they say, why? Because you also love mom, you love dad, and dad, you love mom, right? But you also get into arguments, and then also you end up fighting. So if you would know how to avoid conflicts, first you would do it for yourself, because you would do with your brothers, sisters, your parents. So why we want to live with love, but why this is happening? And they said, can you help us if we can love each other and we can live conflict free? And this is where my journey started 5 years ago. I started traveling. This is how I reached Swaraj. This is how I reached Auroville. This is what you are doing right now. Why is it possible? Can we live conflict free or not? If no, then the answer is yes. We'll banging our heads. Why should we bang our heads? So I traveled across the country, and I also went outside, and we wanted to see. We don't want to fight, at least with our loved ones. But finally, we end up. Is there a solution? And then I came to this place, and they said, yes, we can talk about it if you are ready. So again, I make this humble submission. Can we love and can we live like this? So this is a food for thought. And do we want to talk about it? Yes, Yogesh.
No, I think just want to respect and honor the intention with which we're all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And I don't think we need a folded hand apology at all. I guess the only point we were trying to drive is that I think we all agree on what the problem is. Maybe we have different words for it.
Yes.
The
we have a different language, different words.
Separation. But I think now, given we've understood your model as well, I think all of the travelers, I think I can safely say on their behalf that it's growth in community. Living in community together is a challenge. Like for us on this caravan, we're all amazing people individually, like you said. But on the caravan, there are conflicts. There are already conflicts on the caravan. So I think what we are trying to head towards is like one of the things we're really excited about is the common wallet for me. Like that each person is really, because we want to take back tools. And I guess maybe there was some impatience in the room about actually heading to some of the deeper solutions. And that's about it. So
yes, I can answer this in a very, very short.
Thank you for the process.
How this common wallet can come in picture. The purpose of money, the utilization of money, the right utilization of the money, the best utilization of money, if is communicated to everyone and understood by everyone, then only it can have a one wallet. If suppose I do have some different opinion about the right use of the money is the power. The money is it makes you able to buy some natural resources. If the purpose, the right use of the natural resources are different in our heads, we will not going to have a common wallet. So what we are successfully doing here, that when everything is having a definite purpose on this planet Earth, if it is properly communicated through education and confirmed, then only the common wallet comes into the picture. Because I am rest assured, what I want to do with my money, I know that he is also going to do the same thing with them. Why should I keep? I'll tell him, you keep it. So this is how it can come into the picture. So if you will not go into the detail of the theory, then you cannot have it. You will amaze and amuse how they can do it. So this is not going to solve the problem. You will go outside this campus and forget it. And started chatting something about there must be a lot of problems that Ajay Zaima is putting some danda there and solving all the time the problem. It's not like that.
Like-minded people.
Suppose we have understood the purpose of this mobile, the right use of this mobile. This is one then same thing. So I am rest assured that he will do also the same thing if it is communicated to him. But if suppose having a good mobile is the is basically is the identification of Mr. Chandan, now it will create a problem between and among us. So here we have a clear-cut education methodology. Every day we are sitting together and gradually the purpose of everything around us is being clear-cut defined. And same time, it cannot be defined without understanding the purpose of human being on this planet Earth. Because first we have to understand the purpose of being on this planet Earth, then only this purpose of planet can be understood. So that is how it is it's a basic method. We have educational method and we can reach on a common understanding. See, before closing that, where is the mic pen? See.
So I just wanted to quickly comment. I'd read this book, some of you may have read it, and they give this answer to this question to this amazing supercomputer, right? And the answer, the answer to everything, what is the answer to everything? What is the big answer? And the answer finally is the number 42. So I don't know, but I just want to know if it is direction, is this conversation going in that direction?
No.
So when you ask
No.
this, okay. So then when you ask like...
Number is number, sir. We are putting numbers on everything. Yeah.
So then the AI, you ask all the supercomputers and say, what is this 42? And they say it's not, never explained. There's no explanation of 42. So I just wanted to check, are we going
what
in
the
that
number
direction?
is. What the number is. Every individual has, we can give one number. The another is also 1. But when we see together, it's a 2. And we look at the total reality, then it's infinity. So it is from 1 to 2 to the infinity. This is clear cut. So nothing is hidden. Every individual is individual. But when we are looking together, then we can tell it the another number. We can give the another number is 2. And we look when we look the all the entities on this planet Earth, then the number is infinity. But this is not going to solve the real problem that with understanding of this, we cannot live happily, friction free. So for that we need to understand the human being is. Okay? See, what I am trying to give you my understanding about the thing, how we can solve it. See, is if we understood the thing clear cut, then we reach on a single solution. Then the solution is 1. When there is a 1, then it's a solution. Can you tell me that what is the time around this, whether it is the day or evening or a night? Evening. Kitne logo lagta hai evening? Raise your hand. How many answers we are having?
1 answer.
How many answers? 850 crore people will give the only 1 answer. When there is a 1 answer, there is no conflict. Are we going to fight with each other? No, it's not evening, it's a daytime. So it is evening. So whenever we reach to the right understanding, our all conflict gets dissolves. So the same thing, if it is 2 plus 2, how much the answer? 4. If it is 2 plus 2 and it's a 5, then it's a wrong. Then there is a conflict. Somebody will say 5, somebody will say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we cannot solve this. We have to understand what the reality is. And reality means what when I am talking reality about the human being only. And we can understand it right now. Because some research has been done and I understood it thoroughly. We can understand and we can teach we can communicate ourselves, not rather teaching, communicate to our fellow ones and he will also understand it. I want to be happy, you all also want to be happy. I want water when I am thirsty, you also wanted that. The same thing we wanted. I don't want individual to be tense. I don't want family to be disturbed. I don't want the society should be the fearful or greedful or the corruption full. We wanted a nature very good, intact. So whenever we understand human being, gradually our conflict gets resolved. If we understand our desires, if we understand the way to fulfill all the desires which is already given in the nature. So the understanding human being in the nature solves all the problem. Because human being is not for the problem to face or to create. There is no problem. I agree with this Didi. है ना? There is no problem in the existence. But lack of understanding creates all the problem. Lack of understanding creates all the problem. Whether you have deal with the river, if you have not understand the river completely, the river become polluted. Is that right? So here what we are doing, है ना? तो single wallet कैसे होता है? Very simple. पैसे का, resources का, है ना? Right use क्या होता है? If it is being communicated, then I am rest assured. Then everyone is assured. The money is at good place. है ना? Money never fights each other. ना? It is we are doubting each other that the right use for money for me is to buy a good mobile, for him to buy a, है ना, क्या बोलेंगे, champagne, for another person to buy a jewelry, है ना? So we need to understand the clear-cut things. Then what the priorities are, then how we can. So every details we need. Then only a family can form. Then only conflict-free society can become, and that is possible through education. When I am saying education, means not the education what the presently we are doing or having or doing whatever. It is only literacy. It is only literacy. Education means to understand the human being and its needs and its way to fulfill it. If it is perfectly fulfilled, all your desires are perfectly fulfilled, then why are you going to be in tension? Why you are going to be in fight with other one? No, this is possible now. It's a very huge term I am using. I know that it can sometimes overwhelm you, but it can happen ना. कब तक हम लोग चलेंगे बात करेंगे?
तो अभी हो गया भैया, तो इनका अभी डिनर का टाइम है.
हाँ.
So as per the schedule we are supposed to close at 6, but we started a bit late. So
from tomorrow we can discuss all your practical things.
So we'll get into the practical stuff and we can talk more objectively, है ना? So with due respect, so we'll continue the conversation, है ना? So from tomorrow morning 11 o'clock, and right now it's time for dinner. So we have, है ना, our vegetarian food for you. So thank you all, and come ready with your questions. And the schedule now is you go enjoy your dinner. 7:30 we have the